All right, so some indie stuff. Niche for All, very small but very successful, high quality clone company in Sweden. Now I say clone because they're making niche level oils, niche clones. Spade a spade, but they do great work. Goblin Parfums, a lesser known little indie house that makes an absolutely incredible tobacco fragrance called Humidor. They sent me their newest one, Rogue, which I'm pretty sure is going to be green and fougerish. I haven't looked at the notes. And then the Scent Journey fragrance is another new small indie brand that reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying their first creation called, I forgot exactly what it's called, something in catamarans. Forgot exactly what it's called. Cocktails in Catamarans is the name of it. I don't remember the notes on that one. I did look at it one time. I know it's very citrus dominant and very aquatic, and it's like it would sound based on the name, Cocktails and Catamarans. Going to be a very summer heavy fragrance, I'm sure. So we're going to bust these open. I haven't smelled anything yet. I like to say that for you guys, so stay tuned. So like I said, we're going to start with Rogue. This is from Goblin Parfums. Shout out to Andrew. He sent me a nice little birthday note in there and included another rendition of Humidor that has an enhanced rose and geranium note that we're not going to be smelling here because I'm sure it's going to smell very similar to Humidor, obviously, which we have discussed Humidor and Cocoa Lime in other videos. Make sure to check that out if you're interested, but here we go. Rogue. Even the juice colors, this dark earthy green tone to it. So these are always 55 ml. These are handcrafted, artisan level, high quality oils from Andrew Hopkins himself. So we're going to spray this directly on skin. We're not even bothering with test strips for any of this because I want the full story on these fragrances. I'm not breathing through my nose yet. I know it's going to be potent because all the other ones are. Okay. Classic masculine fougere. For sure. Vibes immediately. Ooh, but a lot of greens and vetiver. I'm getting a lot of fresh, like Haitian smelling vetiver. It smells like a Haitian vetiver, with which those of you that are familiar with Haitian vetiver, you know it's a fresh, almost soapy-like vetiver. That's what I get with this herbal green quality that's more on the spicy side, but not necessarily really warm or fresh. It's kind of falling somewhere in between. This is just the initial blast. What I'm getting, to get this much vetiver in the opening is very interesting to me. A lot of you know I don't like smoky, earthy, dirty vetivers. This is not that. This is a fresh, almost woody, soapy type of vetiver smell that I'm getting. But definitely a vetiver fragrance. I like the spices that are added here because to get the spices and not go the road of an earthy tone is important to me for it to be a vetiver fragrance that I'll wear. And this smells great. Just being straight up with you guys here. A lot of greens though. A lot of greens. This smells like a refined spring business formal type of scent. Like this doesn't strike me as a casual fragrance. This is not something I would necessarily opt for wearing a t-shirt like I'm wearing right now. Very, very spicy, but it's a green spice. I'm digging this so far. That's pretty much what I'm getting. I don't know if it's going to nuance too heavily. Humidor, their tobacco fragrance, tends to nuance pretty well. It gets sweeter as it dries, but it's a very moist tobacco. Whereas here, it's a lot of green spice. There is some freshness, but it's not a really fresh fragrance. It's kind of a heavier, denser green fragrance that's... The freshness I get from it smells like vetiver. That's really what I get here. That's why I say it's got to be Haitian vetiver. I'm pretty confident in that statement. We will check the notes here in just a moment. It is getting much more woody. It's aromatic, but not too aromatic. So that little bit of soapiness I'm getting could be lavender and the Haitian vetiver. But it really specifically smells like vetiver to me. I'm quite surprised at this. It's even better than I anticipated because when I saw immediately pulling it out and seeing the juice color, I thought, okay, this is probably a vetiver fragrance. So as soon as I get in my mind it's going to be vetiver dominant or have a strong vetiver presence, I get a little concerned. Because like I said, I don't like dark, earthy, smoky vetivers. I don't like the Terre d'Hermes line. I know that blows people's minds. I just don't. It doesn't jive on my skin. Whereas this, it is getting a darker woody type of feel to it. That freshness is toning down pretty quickly. I don't know if you can still see the sheen, if the camera's going to pick it up. Let me get it to focus, but I do have a light sheen on my hand. It's not too heavy of oil, but it's definitely a nice oil sheen. It's not like it's a 30, 35, 40, 50% oil concentration. It's just crazy amounts of fragrance oil. Definitely projecting nice and well. Let me grab my phone. Let's put this down real quick. Let's see. Let's go to Goblin Parfums. Search that real quick. Goblin Parfums home. Let's shop. And let's go to Rogue. Okay. Rogue 55 ml. Oak Moss Bomb. That's probably that earthy green tone. I don't get a ton of an earthy oak moss smell. But that green spicy nature, that must be what it is. It's not inherently smelling like oak moss to me, but I mean that's literally the opening statement is Oak Moss Bomb. Oak moss has always been probably and will always be one of my favorite notes. This is a note from Andrew, the perfumer. I love the combination of clean and dirty vibes it puts off. I wanted to create something that I could wear to my sister's wedding that would remind her of home, but also the Pacific Northwest where she is now. This smells like walking through a forest, I agree. Woodsy and green, absolutely. Transitioning into a sweeter amberwood base with slight notes of plum. You could call this a chypre, but it's so much more than that. You'll just have to experience it to appreciate what it is. It's fresh, manly, and just overall, good. I agree with just about everything he said here. Sicilian bergamot, Indian holy basil. There we go. There's that green, spicy, herbal quality. Ambroxan oak moss tree moss. It adds to that woody green nature for sure. Interesting, tree moss. I don't know if I've ever smelled that in a fragrance before. Amberwood, amber, plum, black pepper. I don't know how to pronounce this for the balsam. Copabia? I'm going to show you guys. Copabia, I want to say. Right there. Virginia cedar wood. So there's no vetiver here. It inherently smelled like a soapy vetiver. I'm kind of surprised. That's why I was so confident in stating it smells like a Haitian vetiver. It really does in the opening. It could be that juiciness of the bergamot, because a natural bergamot has this juicy, almost dill, bitter citrus type of smell. And with all the other green herbs in the woods, that might be why it smelled like that to me. I don't know, but I still say it has a strong Haitian vetiver smell, even though it's clearly not in the notes. But majority of this does make sense. I don't really pick up any ambroxan, though. It doesn't overtly smell like ambroxan. It is getting a little bit sweeter. The spiciness has toned back. It is a much more woody dominant fragrance. But it's maintaining that more dense green appeal. So I gotta say, as advertised, Rogue, it's a dense green, gentlemanly type of fragrance. Has a fougere appeal. It is aromatic, but no lavender. But it is very aromatic up top. Still has a strong aromatic presence. Something given off that aromatic vibe could be the ambroxan, for example. Ambroxan and amberwood, they have an aromatic pushing type of appeal to a fragrance. So it could be that, because ambroxan inherently has a shower gel soapy quality to it in most fragrances. So that may be what that is. So a lot of the accords I'm getting seems to be pretty accurate to the note breakdown here and the story Andrew is trying to tell. Definitely sample worthy. Doesn't smell like everything else. It's very gentlemanly. If you like dense green and spices, you'll probably like this. Definitely a chypre, but a different type of chypre here where it's got an even more earthy herbal quality that's not too earthy. It's more on the spicier side. It's got the dark, dense nuance, but not too heavy. I'm digging it. Good job, Andrew, for sure. I'll probably be wearing this over the next several days. Goblin Parfums Rogue. Okay, next. Haven't pulled it out the package yet. Scent Journey fragrances, cocktails, and catamarans. So there's a little card here. A boarding pass. That's creative. That's creative. So they're trying to take you on destination adventure. There's a QR code to scan. So I don't know, it probably brings you to the website or something like that. Very interesting for sure. They're telling a story. I like that. Making scent memories. So they're trying to actually tell a story here. I love storytelling, as Andrew was, his sister's wedding and so on. So some information on the back. Out of Florida. So let's feels like a slide out. Yep, it is. Here we go. I don't want this stuff going all over the place. So put that down real quick, and here we go. Blue frosted glass, cocktails and catamarans, 50 ml. Cap doesn't hold into place, but it's not just some basic thin metal. So there is a faux wood wrap. It's got a little bit of metal with plastic filling. Oh, about to drop it. So we're going to go on, good sprayer. Whew. Coconut. Big hit of coconut. Big wide spray. Big hit of coconut lime. More lemon. More lemon than lime. Coconut lemon. Bright. Dense. Little bit of the sunscreen vibe, but not too much. There's definitely a big dose of coconut here. This marine watery tone without being real salty. This is just the opening blast. I'm trying to, as I get it, give it to you guys here. This doesn't strike me immediately as anything I've smelled before, so that's an immediate positive thing. That's always a plus, because when it comes to fresh fragrances, it's hard to be original. When you're going to mix citruses and fruits and things like that and watery stuff, it's hard to be original. So far, so good. This definitely has a by the beach, having a fruity frozen mixed drink type of vibe. Tiki bar kind of fragrance. So it fits the theme, it fits the name. Nautical cocktails and catamarans. Beach vacation. Tropical weather. Very tropical. It's got like a blue hurricane kind of smell. Think the blended drinks at some of these more beach themed types of restaurants and so on. Orange is setting in a bit more. It's kind of punching me in the nose here. That lemon smell and coconut I was getting up top has toned back. Still plenty of coconut, but more coconut orange now. There's a warmth here, and it smells like a little hit of booziness in the background. I can't tell if it's some rum or a tequila note or anything like that, but it does have a very light, it's very light, it's not overwhelming, slight boozy nuance to it. It's adding a warmth to it. It's coming out more and more. It's almost got a tequila kind of smell. I'm not necessarily going to say it is indeed tequila. It could potentially be rum, but it's not coming off as a coconut rum smell. I've smelled that done many different times, you know. The Creed Virgin Island water scent profile, coconut lime rum. Here, it doesn't have that similarity. It's got something, I can't really, I'm trying to find the words for what I'm smelling here. There's something very specific I'm smelling behind the coconut. It's almost like a warm wood that's in the top note, which is not usually the case with this type of scent profile. But it is changing, but it is super freaking fresh. I don't know the concentration. I would assume it's an eau de parfum. Damn it, this is night and day different. Okay, that plum. This is Rogue. Plum's coming through a lot more. Rogue is changing drastically. It's not even close to what it was in the opening. But we're not talking about that one right now. We'll check back on that in a minute. But night and day difference between Goblin Parfums Rogue and Scent Journey fragrances, cocktails, and catamarans. This is such an authentic vibe and smell for the story. It's not too in your face, but it's extremely bright and airy. Let's pull up these notes, shall we? We are going to go through Instagram. Here we go. Scent Journey fragrances. They were in my recent search history, so pulled it up pretty quickly. Let's go to thescentjourney.com is apparently the website. It's in their bio. Here we go. Here is the website for those of you interested. Cocktails and Catamarans, 50 ml. Description: Cocktails and Catamarans is a fragrance created to transport the wearer into a relaxing catamaran cruise around the Caribbean. Fitting for the scent profile. The scent opens up with a zesty explosion of grapefruit, apple, and blood orange. So there's that orange smell. The grapefruit was probably giving me that lemony type of vibe, but there's definitely coconut somewhere in here. I'll be shocked if it isn't. The opening is rounded out with multiple varieties of juicy bergamot, aldehydes, that makes sense, added to provide the perfect amount of lift and sparkle. Cocktails and Catamaran's heart is defined by a mouth-watering and realistic pina colada note. There's the coconut smell. That's why it's something so different. That's the thing I couldn't quite find the words to describe what I was smelling, and I said kind of a blended blue hurricane type of drink. I was thinking a blended cocktail of some sort, and apparently with the coconut I was smelling, pina colada is what it actually is. So that makes complete sense. Pina colada note, which is picked up throughout the entire fragrance. Sweet fruity pineapple is combined with an intoxicating melon accord to give this stunning fragrance the body and depth to stand out in a crowd. A sweet woody ambroxan base ties the scent together and helps the fragrance last all day. Cocktails and Catamarans will draw in tons of compliments without smelling like everyone else. Revisit precious memories of your favorite Caribbean holiday or grab a bottle and create new memories with our unique take on a fruity aquatic masterpiece. It's a 20% concentration, so it's an eau de parfum. So once again, okay, let's go. Coconut is in here. Here's the official note breakdown at the bottom. So I was reading the story. So top notes of blood orange, mandarin orange, green apple, bergamot, grapefruit, and aldehyde. Super fresh, citrus, and bright. The mid is pina colada, coconut, melon, lavender, and white florals. The base is tonka bean, musk, marine notes, ambroxan, cedar, and amber. And I gotta tell you, if you're just the freshie type and you want a different freshie, this is a different freshie. Damn, this is different freshies. You gotta love a different freshie. And the pina colada smell, now that I've read that's what it is, it's all I smell. It's all I smell. Once you learn that information, you can't unlearn that information. But I was getting the feel for it, but I wasn't 100% accurate. I was getting the vibe and the scent profile down for the most part, but the notes weren't completely accurate with what I was thinking it was. A lot of lavender, though. A lot of lavender. But that citrus appeal that it had up top has toned down, and it went from bright, juicy citrus to slightly sweet fruitiness now, which is probably that juicy pineapple that he was talking about in the melon accord. Because it has changed. It has changed quite a bit, actually. It is not the same fragrance it was in the opening blast. Damn it, this is good. So it's currently $99 for a 50 ml. It is extremely authentic smelling. That's the beauty of it. This is an addictive scent. This is one of those fragrances you just can't stop smelling yourself. At least for the case for me currently. It's just so damn good. Mass appealing at its finest right here. Guys, this is absolutely worth a sample. Should you dive right into a bottle? I would say it's absolutely blind buy safe. Nothing even close to, ooh, that smells terrible. I can't imagine. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but I can't imagine anybody thinking this doesn't smell good. At least smell good. I would say it's blind buy safe, but I would definitely get a sample. It's not extremely expensive. It's not super affordable, but it falls somewhere in between. Like I said, it's $100. It's not upper end luxury niche $200, $300, $400 a bottle type of stuff, but at the same time, it's not a $50 fragrance either. So keep that in mind. I think the price range is very suiting and fitting for what it is. Damn, I can't stop smelling it. That should tell you a lot. Get a sample of this. This is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Catamaran, cocktails and catamarans from the Scent Journey fragrances. All right, last but not least, a 3-pack from Niche for All. I have no idea what's in here. When the owner reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in checking out another 3-pack, because I do have a 3-pack, they're extremely popular, kind of a combo between Hassavat and Aventus is my favorite for sure. Outside of Sea Mint, I don't know how many of you have tried that. That one is supposedly their version of London Oud. Amazing minty aquatic fragrance. So those are my 2 favorites so far. 2 out of 3 were stellar for me. I told them to surprise me. I have no idea what 3 are in here. Of course, there's a piece of tape, and I don't have my knife. Not within arm's reach, so we're just gonna pop this tape real quick. All right, move the, oh, nice touch. Threw in some test strips. Very nice touch. So I'm more of a skin type of guy. So we have Cardamom Vanilla, Amber Saffron, and Vanilla Oud. If I had to guess, Amber Saffron's probably Bakarat Rouge 540. Because Dossier's version was Ambery Saffron. Pretty close as far as the names. So I love the presentation. There's even some styrofoam in between the bottles so they don't clang in shipping, because these are coming directly from Sweden. So here we go, their usual presentation. Niche for All. I got to tell you, based on my experience, these are extremely high quality. There's what I like to call clone level oils, which is above your typical designer smell. It's not very synthetic, but they're not quite, they don't smell super expensive like some of the more popular expensive luxury brands, the oils that they use. Whereas this gets pretty close as far as quality to the luxury brands. It's definitely a step above the clone level oils that I speak of. So let's see. We're going to go right here on the wrist. One good spray, not breathing through the nose just yet, but I believe this is going to be a safe assumption that it's Bakarat Rouge 540. It is Bakarat Rouge 540, as expected. So this is a bit warmer, and the quality's definitely there. Oh man. I just love this DNA. Every time I get an opportunity to smell this DNA, I thoroughly enjoy it. I have decants of both versions of the real deal. I have so many inspired and clone versions and takes on Bakarat Rouge 540 EDP and Extrait. Whereas this kind of reminds me of the Extrait more. This is warmer and a little bit sweeter than the EDP. The EDP has a bit more brightness and freshness to it, whereas the Extrait has that dense warmth. This reminds me in the opening of the Extrait. I'm not 100% sure if that's what they were going, or if it falls somewhere in between the EDP and the Extrait with the notes and the blend, but it smells more so the Extrait than the EDP to my nose. Very warm, very beautiful. That saffron note. That gorgeous saffron jasmine combo. Damn, this is good. Damn, this is good. Oh, such a joy to smell. What performance is going to be like, who knows, but based on prior experience with some of their other fragrances, not a worry. I forgot what the oil concentration is. Typically, I know it's above 20%. I'm just not sure exactly where, but oil concentration is definitely there for some staying power. This is one you can go anosmic to, though. The scent profile historically across the board for me, I tend to get anosmic to. It's easy to overspray this one and not realize you're overspraying it and have a giant scent bubble. Something like this, I'm sure it's a similar situation with Niche for All's version. Yeah, this is much more warm than Dossier's version. Dossier's version was great. That's, by the way, for those of you that don't know, that was my most recent Dossier giveaway. The winner did choose that one. It's already been shipped out. Hope they enjoy it, because that was definitely my favorite in the video. That's one of my favorite versions of Bakarat Rouge 540 for sure. this rivals it easily. Because the quality is a little bit higher here. Quality makes a big difference. Quality is a true selling point across the board in everything, in every market. And for fragrances, there's no difference. Quality matters, and the quality is always here with Niche for All. God, this smells so good. Let's try Cardamom Vanilla. I've heard that one is pretty good. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I know it's popular. I see a lot of scent of the day posts on Instagram for Cardamom Vanilla. I'm not sure what scent it's supposed to be. Hopefully it's, hey, I love when they line up. Doesn't happen all the time. Come on, focus. There you go. Lined up perfectly, ready to spray. I'm hoping it's easy to figure out what it is, you know. It's familiar. It's very familiar. Menthol Layton. Layton. Not exactly. It does have a similarity to it, but not the same. Has that menthy menthol vibe to it. A lot of vanilla. This has similarities to Layton, but it doesn't smell exactly like Layton. It does not smell exactly like Layton. It's spicy, but it's very dark. And it's got that menthol mintiness up top, and it's dark, so it feels like it's the geranium that Layton features with. They have some cardamom, they have some apple, they have some vanilla. Similar, but this is deeper. This has more depth to it in the scent profile, I feel, than Layton does. I could be off here, but it smells like Layton to me, just not a one-to-one. Not a copy. Like I said, this is deeper, darker, and more dense than Layton. But it has a lot of the same properties and characteristics of the opening of the fragrance. It definitely smells like it's got pretty much the same thing going on here. Just not 100% the same fragrance. As it settles, it's more Layton. So this has got to be Layton. They were going for Layton here. But like I said, it's inherently deep. It's spicier, warmer, and darker. That's the difference to me. I'm not going to say I like it more. And yes, it is redundant to it, but I feel like they're walking similar yet slightly different paths to where it might not be too redundant to have both. Granted, this is in the opening. This is a minute, 2 minutes into it. Cardamom's popping though. It's providing a nice light sweetness. It's not making it overly powdery, but it's got a nice little spice going. And the vanilla's thick. It's a thick vanilla smell. But this earthy minty tone to it, this darker feel, it's intoxicating. That's why my facial expression has changed versus the brighter fragrance that we previously smelled. Because this is deep. This is rich. This is full and thick. It's a heavy fragrance. More so than Layton. I think so. Damn. Another good one. Video's full of good ones right now. I haven't ran across one that's even mediocre yet. Rogue has a nice light sweetness going on. Melon and pina colada. That's what's going on right now. And some ambroxan. Definitely has a shower gel feel. Like the ambroxan's the background, but it's there. And then this rich, dark, minty, sweet spice. Okay. And BR 540. See, it just makes me smile when I smell it. I love BR 540. All good ones. All good ones. I mean, we have one left. I mean, I can't promise I won't like this one, guys. I know for some viewers, they pray that I don't like it. I don't know why, but Vanilla Oud. Last fragrance. No clue what the hell this is supposed to be. Not even an idea. So we're going to go down on the forearm. Almost lined up perfectly. One good spray. I am layered like crazy. Let me finish my sentence. I'm layered like crazy right now with such variety, different vibes, different densities, appropriation for different seasons and situations. Like I'm a big concoction of different aromas right now. This smells like latent exclusive. That's what I'm thinking. Grab my decant of latent exclusive. Yeah, that's what he was going for. So latent and latent exclusive were in this package. So Vanilla Oud is walking the path of latent exclusive. The original had a little bit more of an animalic smell, even through the atomizer. The castoreum civet type of dark muskiness to go with the oud. That's here, but it's grander in the original. Damn, this is close. This one's much closer than Cardamom Vanilla is to regular latent. For those of you hoping I found one I didn't like, my apologies, because I like them all. I like them all. I have so much variety on my skin right now, plus my scent of the day. It's unreal. This is pretty, it's getting a little smoky. This is pretty damn accurate to latent exclusive. Probably more accurate than Amber Saffron, and definitely more accurate than Cardamom Vanilla. I don't know if I've ever smelled a latent exclusive inspiration fragrance prior. I'm thinking back and I don't recall it. And I feel like I started at the top, if this is the first one, because I don't recall ever smelling one before. And I literally just smelled the original, and they are so close up top. It's unreal. Did it again. Another good one. I would take this one over Amber Saffron and over Cardamom Vanilla. If you just were to get one of these three, I would get this. But I love latent exclusive. That's me. Mature, refined, show-stopping type of fragrance. I wore this the previous Christmas. It was my Christmas scent. It's a showstopper. It's a conversation starter. It's refined, dark, and animalic, sweet, spicy, warm, smoky, woody. It's so many different things. It changes drastically. They got it down packed here. But it still has that latent core DNA. That minty, spicy sweetness is still there at its core. Oh yeah. Best of the bunch. The best of the bunch from the Niche for All 3-pack for me is Vanilla Oud. Very accurate depiction of Parfums de Marly latent exclusive. So, quite the mixture and variety in this video from a very, very well-respected Swedish clone house, Niche for All. 3 great ones, especially Vanilla Oud, their version of latent exclusive. Cocktails and catamarans. It's a pina colada while you're eating some melon. That's pretty much what the early dry down in the heart of this fragrance has turned into. The opening is so inviting, I just can't imagine anyone not liking it. My opinion, of course. I'll leave that up to you to get a decant and see if it's full bottle worthy for yourself. And then Rogue is the sports jacket of this lineup of fragrances. Rogue is the one that I would want to wear to a dressier occasion. This is the slightly formal fragrance. Not too formal, but slightly formal. I would say Oxford and above for this fragrance. It's classy, it's elegant, it's refined, it's masculine, and it's slightly matured. Now, when I say matured, I mean, I don't think most 20-year-olds would want to wear this. That's what I mean when I say slightly matured, or mature in general. I think 30 and above would be able to appreciate this if you have a love and appreciation for more dense green fragrances, chypras, mossy heavy fragrances, things like that. You're bound to like this one. Damn good. Of course, all of these were sent to me for review. I did not buy or purchase any of these. I mean, I always shoot you guys straight, whether you believe it or not. I'm shooting you straight. That's up to you. If you watch me enough, I would like to think you've gotten to know me at this point. But definitely all sample worthy. Would I say just jump into them as blind buys? I never, well, not never, but I usually don't recommend that. I would say the most blind buy safe of the group is Cocktails and Catamarans. It's super mega fresh and unique and seems to perform pretty well. And all of that is pretty rare for a mega fresh fragrance like this is. So I would say that's probably the most blind buy safe of the whole bunch. I'll have links to all these different places down below for convenience for you guys. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of these offerings from Niche for All? How many of you have tried Cocktails and Catamarans? That's pretty new. And how many of you have gotten your hands on Rogue before? So this was the first creation, if I remember correctly, from Goblin Parfums and sold out, and now there's a new batch of it, so it's available. So if any of that sounded good, like I said, there's links in the description for all you guys to check them out, see if you can acquire samples or whatever you choose to do. And until next time, we'll say if you get your hands on any of the fragrances we discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, I don't know. You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.